The marquee matchup on the Friday night NBA slate is Oklahoma City at New York, 7:30 Eastern Time tip-off on NBA TV. While they got a day off, I still think this is a letdown spot for the Thunder, who are coming off the loss to Cleveland. That was obviously one of the best games we've seen all season. OKC shot 53.3% from the field in that game, scored 122 points, and it still was not enough to win what many believe was a potential NBA Finals preview. And the loss snapped a 15-game win streak for the Thunder. Oftentimes, you'll hear the first game after a team has a long win streak like that snap get referred to as an anti-swagger spot. That is what we have here for Oklahoma City. It is also tonight a revenge spot for the Knicks, who lost down in Oklahoma City exactly 1 week ago, 117-107. That game was interesting because the Knicks led 66-54 at halftime, only to fall prey to a second half scoring blitz from the Thunder, who hit a ridiculous, get this, 62.5% of their three-point attempts after halftime. That brings me to another point I want to share with you. Oklahoma City has trailed at the half each of their last 5 games. Finally, it caught up with them against the Cavs, but this is a team that has not been starting strong. I, however, am going to be betting the Knicks full game this time. Nope, they're currently +4, most sports books. That's the same number they were getting at OKC last week. Now, Karl Anthony Towns listed as questionable on the injury report. I obviously wouldn't like the Knicks as much as if he can't go, but Towns did play Wednesday. He had 27-13 in a win over the Magic. Given the marquee nature of tonight's game, I would expect Towns to be on the court. And when the Knicks have their normal starting 5, they're 22-11 straight up this season. So, just to summarize, I like the Knicks +4 and what's a revenge spot for them and a bit of a letdown anti-swagger spot for the Thunder. OKC's been getting off to those slow starts the last 5 games. And on the road, I don't think they're going to benefit from the same kind of three-point variance they got at home last week versus the Knicks. Now, while we are talking about the NBA, obviously football remains on the mind of most this weekend. We've got a great NFL special going on at WagerTalk.com where you can get each and every one of my playoff selections for $149. Head on over to WT.buzz/BP. You see it on the screen right there to get your 25% discount on the playoff package, that $149 price. Make sure you use coupon code PLAYOFFS at checkout. That's PLAYOFFS. That is how you get the 25% off and get the package for $149. I am heading into wildcard weekend on a 5-0 run in the NFL. I'll have 3 or 4 plays this weekend, including a pair of 4% best bets. Also, since it's Friday, got that college football semifinal between Ohio State and Texas coming up tonight. Don't forget about that. I've got a 4% best bet on the side for that one as well. Somehow, some way, we ended up on the right side last night with Notre Dame. Up 60 units now in college football over the last 14 months. That includes a massive 5% winner that I'm sure you all remember on Ohio State New Year's Day against Oregon. Am I backing the Buckeyes again tonight? Only one way to find out. That is by going to WT.buzz/BP. Now, let's turn our attention to the second game that I will be breaking down for the Friday Night NBA slate. It is Brooklyn at Denver as we head west to the Rockies. As you might expect, Denver is a massive favorite in this game. Brooklyn absolutely moribund. Per the WagerTalk.com odds screen, the Nuggets -15 across the board, pretty much everywhere. That's a lot of points to be laying on a Friday in January with no real motivation. Plus, the Nuggets not exactly as good as they've been in recent seasons. I think that's a fair assessment. They are 4th right now in the Western Conference standings, but only 11-7 straight up at home. Again, far cry from the dominance we've seen from them the past few years. Now, Nikola Jokic is expected back tonight. He missed the last 2 games because of a non-COVID illness. Officially listed as questionable as of this recording. Jokic, he not only leads the NBA in scoring, as you know, but 2nd in assists and 3rd in rebounding. What a statistical line that is. Meanwhile, the Nets, my goodness, they have been working with a real skeleton crew of late. They had just 8 available rotation players in their loss to Detroit Wednesday night. Did not have their top 4 scorers. That is why they closed +9.5 at home. It certainly says a lot about the current state of a team when they are 9.5-point underdogs at home to the Detroit Pistons. And the Nets lost 113-98. It was their 3rd consecutive double-digit loss, all at home. They did not score 100 points in any of those 3 losses. Leading scorer Cam Johnson is definitely out tonight for Brooklyn. So what are we to do here? As I said earlier, it's a lot of points for the Nuggets to be laying on a Friday in January with no real motivation. Plus Jokic still officially listed as questionable, but backing Brooklyn, given their current plight, seems a bit risky, even for me, who loves backing these ugly underdogs. So what do we do? Pass? That would be no fun. That's not why you're here. Let's go Zaire Williams, over 13.5 points. Somebody has to score for Brooklyn, right? Williams has finished in double digits, 3 straight games. Now, he only had 11 last time out. That's just shy of this number, obviously. But that was with him going 1 of 7 from the behind the 3-point line. Despite being in foul trouble each of the last 2 games, we have seen Williams' minutes go up simply out of necessity. I say, who doesn't want to go into the weekend rooting for Zaire Williams? Over 13.5 on his point total is my official play. That will do it for my recap here on Brooklyn, Denver. Have a great weekend, everybody. Until next time, let's cash some tickets.